Morning, everyone. We're going to begin with the swearing in of our newest Board of Trustee member. So will the person doing the honors and our new trustee designate please step to the forum?
Good evening. Is the mic on? Does it sound like it's on? Thank you, Vice President Lex. Good evening, everyone. Vice Mayor Manalo here. Really honored in lieu of Council Member Das Magwal, in lieu of Mayor Benaventura. I am here in honor to swear in a community member who's done a lot of work and will now join all of you as a trustee in the library board. So without further ado, may you raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Judor Tronka,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California,
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
into the duties that I'm about to enter.
Congratulations! At this point, if you'd like to say a few words as an incoming trustee?
I just hope to carry the duties and responsibility to the best of my ability and good faith. Is this the part where I talk a little bit more about myself?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Please do.
All right. Well, I grew up in Daly City. Like I mentioned earlier, I went through the public school system here. So I went to Woodrow Wilson, Susan B. Anthony, Benjamin Franklin, and Jefferson High School. I lived here most of my life, 30 plus years. I'm just happy to serve in this capacity. I'm thankful to have been asked if I was willing to serve, and from a mentor, Dr. Rowdy, even though he wasn't here because I know he's like on vacation right now. So, when he asked that question, I was willing to serve, and, it took a little bit of time to think about it, and I'm glad I did it. So thank you. Which is good.
Please come up and take your seat. I'll give you an official congratulations. Oops. Okay, so it's past our start time and we now have a quorum, so I'd like to call our meeting to order. This is the meeting, the special meeting, I guess, of the Daly City Library Board of Trustees for the month of July. Our first order to business is to pledge allegiance to the flag, so please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you very much. Judah, do you have an agenda?
I have one from the email, unless it's up. Oh, all right. Thank you, Sheila.
There you go. All right, well, we've dealt with the next item, administration of the oath of office. The next item will be a roll call. Sheila, please.
President Lex.
Present.
Trustee Logarta.
Present.
And Trustee Tronco.
Present.
Thank you very much. I would like to have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Would you like to be the official seconder?
I second.
Thank you very much. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve our agenda for tonight's meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Our next item will be the approval of minutes. Again, I would be happy to have a motion to approve the minutes of our previous meeting of June 20th.
Motion to approve.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? And again, the motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, the meeting is now open for public comment, and I would like to invite anyone who would care to make a public comment to step up to the podium. We would normally limit the comments to 2 minutes, but we'll be a little relaxed as long as you don't go past 2.5 or 3. Is there anyone who would like to come and make a comment? Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Lex. I also grew up in Daly City, and what I want to say to each and every one of you, to staff, to the Board of Trustees, how integral the libraries are for our communities. I remember the very first time I walked into, Daly City Library, and it was the top of the hill library, right where the History Museum is now. Right, and so that was my first encounter, and I'll never forget it. Things have changed, which I remember really looking for a book that I could identify with. I found one book. It was a cultural tourism book on the Philippines, and that was the one I was drawn to. But now, as I see the curation of librarians and what they offer, a wide range of books for young and older adults, I think that, it's been diversified and really shows an opportunity with the breadth of our community. And I wanted to acknowledge the librarians, your work, because I see that through the programming. I see that through going through the library and seeing the exhibits and the books that they are offering. And, not only just in reading, but also in the digital form. So I know that y'all do your best, and thank you for what you continue to do in our community, and look forward to all the work you have ahead of you. And once again, congratulations, Trustee Tronco, on your newly appointment and serving this evening. And for Trustee Lagarta, Trustee Lex, Trustee Pacheco, and Trustee Goodman for their service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments, and thank you for the support that you provide to the libraries. It's only through our elected representatives on the City Council that the library is funded, and that we're able to maintain the level of service that we've been offered and to increase the diversity of services that we offered, because we have a community that really not only requires that but deserves it. And without the support of the City Council, we would not be able to do anything. We are trying to extend our relationships with other community organizations and groups and other commissions to advance the story and to encourage the support of the Daly City Libraries. And, that's what we can do, but you take care of the funding, and we really appreciate all the support that you've provided. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Any other comments from members?
Nope. You've spoken well, Dr. Lex.
All right, thank you. Now, we'll move to the next item, presentations, and we have a report from the Daly City Public Library Associates, another wonderful organization that provides support to the libraries, for which we're very appreciative.
Hi, my name is Christine Espinola. I'm delighted to be here today as DCPLA Director. Thank you for allowing me to share some important updates and announcements with all of you. Our 2023 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Olivia Veroy delivered a remarkable performance of her poem in our youth at the City Council of Daly City meeting on June 26. I'm excited to share that Olivia, alongside the Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, first runners-up, Maxwell Espinola and Joey Wu, will also be showcasing their poetic prowess once again at the upcoming DCPLA Art and Lit Fest on Saturday, September 9th. This event promises to be an exceptional celebration of artistic expression. In addition to our Youth Poets Laureate, the Art and Lit Fest will feature an array of captivating performances. We are privileged to host the Thomas R. Policitas Schools Dance Team. We are also honored to welcome the musicians Rochelle Scales and Dos Bandeleros, Fog City Cypher featuring Daly City DJs, as well as an author talk, bilingual story times, community painting led by Daly City artist Mario Guitron. These diverse performances and activities are designed to inspire and engage individuals of all ages. In keeping with our commitment to supporting local artisans, the Art and Lit Fest will provide a platform for them to showcase and sell their meticulously handcrafted items. This unique opportunity allows us to promote and appreciate the remarkable talents within our community. Additionally, our partners, the Daly City Library and Recreation and San Mateo County Pride Center, will contribute to the event by offering hands-on art activities for attendees to enjoy. We extend an invitation to all of the library board to attend the Art and Lit Fest and demonstrate their support for our organization and the talented individuals who contribute to its success. Lastly, I would like to emphasize the importance of renewing your DCPLA memberships. Thank you to Trustee Dr. Lags and Trustee Lagarta for your ongoing memberships. I do kindly ask Trustee Gary and Trustee Rachel to please consider joining our membership community. Becoming a member is easy and can be completed right now online at dcpla.org. Your membership will play a vital role in furthering our mission and initiatives. And thank you for all of your time, and I'm genuinely excited about the upcoming Art and Lit Fest. I'm confident that it will be a resounding success, fostering creativity, unity, and appreciation for the arts within our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Now, you have some membership envelopes with you, do you not? Okay, could you leave them with us? And
Absolutely.
we'll try and get them into the hands of the appropriate trustees. And let me just thank you again for your support, and to say that part of that support comes through membership dues. And so anyone who has a heart in the library system should be part of DCPLA.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments for Christina?
No question, but in addition to us as trustees, signing up for membership, we should also be continuing to advocate through friends and family to support DCPLA. So I believe like last year, somebody made a challenge. Are you going to get one onboarding? So I would like to, challenge you to get a friend or family to sign up, because we know that it's going towards an important cause. The work that they do year-round, right, is very evident in the community. So I don't think it will be a hard buy-in. Thank you.
Oh, I just had one question. How much is the membership?
$20?
There's different levels. So I believe it starts at, I feel like $30, $20 or $30 was the initial. And you can use Venmo, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Does,
Just go to DCPLA all the information that you need to sign up and all the things that we do for the Daly City libraries.
Right, and you can contribute online, and I do believe the basic membership level is $20, but we'll give you an envelope.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the meeting. Thank you for getting here. I knew some people had other commitments and, were not able to be here exactly at 4:30, but we appreciate your getting here as soon as, possible. So thank you, Rachel.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, moving on to the trustees report, item 5, potential collaboration with Chamber of Commerce and DCPLA.
I had a presentation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, to the Vice President. I had a report on the Library of Things.
Oh, you're right. My mistake. I'm jumping ahead. Going back to the director's report, item 4, a library of things. I'm very
Library of
interested to
Things.
hear about this. Thank you for pointing that out.
All right. So I was asked by a member of the board after our last meeting about a library of things. And I know that some, as people go around to the different libraries, they find some offer some things that we don't. So Daly City Public Library does in fact have a library of things. We do heavily focus on technology as that's really aligned with our mission of bridging the digital divide for people in our community. So that's a big part of what we do offer in the way of things. So we have Chromebooks, and that was something done through a partnership with the senior center. We're very grateful to them. So we have Chromebooks available for checkout 3 weeks, just like a book, at all of our locations. We also have Wi-Fi hotspots. So these are little standalone devices. They're cellular and they're on the T-Mobile network, and you can check those out as well for 3 weeks, so that if you're traveling or you don't have internet at home, this is something that can help you get that access. And then also in line with the technology, launch pads. Launch pads are for, if you're not familiar with them, they're little tablets. They are actually not internet connected. They are preloaded with a curated batch of educational software. There's different launch pads. So we've purchased, just like we would purchase books, we've purchased launch pads on different topics. So some are specific for a language, learning to speak Chinese, for instance, and others are on, basic phonics or math or trucks and those sorts of things that appeal to younger folks. It's nice that it does not require that internet access, so it's a really good option for parents. And I know, just anecdotally, I've spoken with a lot of parents that really enjoy having these, because you have something for your child that's engaging and also educational, and you can bring it back and get a different one, so you're not getting overexposed to it. And then we also have quite a bit of technology that does get checked out, but for in-library use. And so we have Windows laptops. They're just at a price point that's higher, so that's why they're in library use. But we wanted to kind of expand. We do have desktops available for public login at all of our locations. But the laptops, give you a little bit of freedom to find maybe a quiet space, and that they are less locked down than our public computers. They are checked out through the kiosks. So if you've been to the John Daly Library, that was the first library to get one of these very high-tech items. So it's actually just a self-service kiosk that you use your library card to check out a laptop for while you're at the library for the day. And very recently, we've just added them at the Bayshore and Westlake libraries. Actually, I think the kiosk got put in, and we are in the process of deploying the computers themselves. So it's a process. But that was funded through ARPA, so much appreciation to the federal government. We also check out other things, just little practicalities that we find are in demand and something that is needed by our visitors sometimes. So USB flash drives if people need to temporarily store something and they have no way of doing that. Especially because our public computers will not permit anything to be saved locally. Computer headphones we have these large, I think they're not terribly attractive headphones, that if people are using the public computers and they need to watch a video or listen to something audio, those are available, and they do get used quite a bit, actually. And then charging cables, because, you never know when you're going to find yourself with, I'm at 2%. So we just want to meet those needs that people have while they're in the library. And then we actually expanded from the just technology things. We do have other things that we do check out. For 3-week checkout, again, things to take home. We have those California State and actually also San Mateo County park passes. The state park passes, for those who weren't here when I happily announced that, it's an initiative, it's a partnership between the state library and the California parks, of course. And so actually all libraries, all public libraries in San Mateo County have these park passes. They're just day use passes, so it's not going to work for camping, but it really is meant to really, expand, remove those barriers to access, encourage people to get outside, to be healthy, and to be able to enjoy, the beautiful place that we live in. And so to kind of complement that, we added our own San Mateo County park passes. So you check them out for 3 weeks. We also have home energy toolkits, and you'll see that's the photo on the bottom right is one of our toolkits kind of exploded out. That is another thing that was a partnership with the San Mateo County Office of Sustainability, and we've had them for quite a long time, and I'm always promoting them, and I know everyone's just very busy, so. But if you find yourself wondering, why is my bill so high? It's basically a big toolbox, and it includes a lot of tools for figuring out where you might be, say, losing heat if your heating bill is too high during the winter. So there's, for instance, a laser thermometer, so you can see where on the wall you might need to add some insulation. Or some weather stripping.
Does it also detect leaking gas?
It does not have a gas leak detector, but it does actually have a detector if you're leaking water. So,
Okay.
but gas you'd probably want to get a professional to come check just for safety reasons. So.
Okay.
But it also has consumables included in it that you could keep, like a little LED light bulb, and some of those little insulators you can put behind your outlets, which is apparently outlets are a frequently overlooked place where you're losing heat. So a variety of things, and I just want to encourage people, check them out. They're just sitting there. And then we also have the We Read Together Storytime kits, which I had talked about not that long ago because it's a recent grant that our children's librarian got. And so it's books, but it's a kit of books. And we have, similar to that, the mental health toolkit. So again, this is a kit of books on a topic, either a storytime kit or the books on specific mental health topics, along with some additional resources inside a bag. And then for in-library use, things that are not technology, we have board games over at the John Daly Library. The kids like to borrow those, puzzles. At all our locations, we added a couple years back for Bike Day, we added bike locks, just because that happens, people find themselves at the library and they want to come in, but they don't want to leave their bike outside, but they can't really bring it in, so. And then finally, not so much a lending item, but we do have a seed library at all 4 locations. One of the librarians really carefully picked out some seeds, so you can come in and get a little small packet of seeds. They were selected specifically to be something you could be successful with in our little microclimate, and they're timed to be, the right time of year. So to give everybody the best chance of success. And then this came up because somebody was at another location, a county library, and they check out bicycles, which is kind of an amazing thing. This is actually a newly added item that they add. A lot of libraries also check out ukuleles. We don't currently have that in our collection, but it was all the rage for a while. Sewing machines are circulated at some of the libraries. I saw one library had a backup power system that they checked out only to their own residents, unfortunately, as well as an induction cooktop with a set of cookware. That was, I think, the most unusual thing that I found in looking around. A neighboring library has a GPS you can check out, outdoor games, which I thought was a really fun idea. A lot of libraries do have also those robotic kits and other little like kind of engineering educational kits that are very popular for elementary age. It's just one library, as far as I know, that has the video games, and I believe it did start with a donation, but you can actually check them out through our library. They do circulate them and even loan them through holds. Blood pressure monitors, Fitbits, a phone and tablet repair toolkit, karaoke machine. That's a very brand new one. Like the San Mateo County Library has started to offer that. Raspberry Pis, which is kind of like a little computer. Keyboard, and I realize I should have that's like a Yamaha keyboard, music keyboard, and air quality monitors. So lots of a variety of things. It's quite amazing. And then if you branch out, these were just things within our county system. There are, I know of a very famous library that has cake pans, different character cake pans. So librarians have been extremely creative with their library of things. And then finally, just because I was asked about it, the kinds of considerations that go into this, especially for a library that like ours that has 4 locations. So there's, it's more complex, of course, than it might at first seem. So cost, so obviously startup cost. Frequently that's something that is grant funded, and that's, I think, probably not terribly difficult usually to find a source of funding for those startup costs. But sustaining it, so repair and maintenance or replacement as things get lost or broken are things to consider. Storage is a huge one. I think the bicycles are a great example, something that might be a bit of a challenge to store. Usually these kinds of things are kept in the area behind the service desk, but some of the items even are, for example, the tablets that we check out for kids, the launch pads, those are just out with the books in the children's section. Maintenance, in terms of, I'm thinking specifically of the sewing machines. I was like, that is a really creative idea, but I do know how touchy a sewing machine could be, and maintenance is important, obviously, so you're circulating a well-functioning item, but yeah, also being able to check it to make sure it's well-functioning. And then support for borrowers. We do try and provide any instruction that anyone needs if they're checking out something from our library. So staff would need to be very proficient with anything that we checked out. There's the policies and issues of liability, of course. I noticed that the bicycles in particular, they do have to sign a waiver of liability, and it is limited to people 18 and older, so they don't crash. And then finally, timeliness, because I know that sometimes, I think this is everybody, but libraries in particular, we all get a clever idea. We see everyone doing it on social media. So like the ukuleles, although maybe they'll never get a style. Or, but I saw that one library had like a kit for viewing the eclipse, which, eventually that will be useful again, but it's not frequently useful. So timeliness and just knowing how long you might want to keep something in your collection. So those are the main things that we think about. Like I said, I was asked to kind of bring this up as a topic to go over it, and then if you wanted to discuss.
So I just have a question on the slide prior. Was that just San Mateo County libraries?
The which one?
On the prior slide with the things that are in the other libraries, is that San Mateo County only, or is that?
These are libraries in San Mateo County, so PLS libraries.
Okay.
So I was surprised, like ukuleles, there's like 5 or 6 libraries that have them. They're very common. But then some things like karaoke machines, to my knowledge, was just the San Mateo County libraries were doing that.
That's interesting. Karaoke.
Yeah,
Put that in Pacific. I mean, you'll have a lot of people renting out that one.
yeah.
Are there any other comments or questions from board members for Chandler?
I just had like one question. I was kind of interested, has there ever been a survey in the public libraries here if any of those things like people would want or things that haven't been listed?
So this just came up as a topic. We, often it'll be something if we get a grant opportunity, like the sustainability toolkits. That was just a partnership with an organization. So it wasn't necessarily that people have been asking for that or clamoring for that. It was just that opportunity. We have not surveyed so far anyway, we've not surveyed to find out what people would want and if we'd want to do that in a very open-ended way, which would probably be the most valid way to do it, or we'd want to limit to things that we think are more feasible. So something to consider. Oftentimes, though, with a survey, it's difficult to get a number of responses that makes it really representative of the whole community of library users.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I have one more. For the California state passes, park passes, is that any California library that you can check them out from?
Yes.
And you can, I'm assuming, get like city, county from, if you're in Alameda County or East Bay, you can go to their libraries and check out, do they all have similar park passes?
They all have California park passes. They don't necessarily have their county park passes.
Got it.
That was kind of something that we did, because we wanted to be more comprehensive in what we were offering.
Got
a
it.
lot of libraries in, I think the Peninsula Library System probably do have them. I know the county libraries, but not all.
Perfect, thanks.
I was just curious, do any of the libraries offer tools? Do they have tool libraries, like screwdrivers, hammers, saws, basic tools for doing small jobs around the house?
So famously, I think Berkeley and Oakland both do offer that, but to my knowledge, none of the libraries in San Mateo County have anything like that. I know that they're sort of in a separate, what we call an ILS, a separate computer system now. So but the libraries at the community colleges had not necessarily those kinds of tools, but things like knitting needles and those those sorts of activities. So, but like a rototiller, or I guess there's an induction cooktop kind of go into that tools, but I think post hole diggers and things like that is not something that is offered at any of these libraries. But yeah, it is. As far as I know, it's very popular in the East Bay libraries that do offer it.
As a concluding comment, I was in the Westlake branch earlier this week and noticed, I'll call it the docking station for computers. And I thought, wow, this is great. And, you had talked about it coming into the different branches. And every spot where a computer might be placed was empty. And I thought, whoa, this must really be popular. But now I've learned that we're just, bringing that up to speed, and it should be available soon.
Yeah, the laptops are currently with IT staff being configured.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, Chela. I'm just going to take a moment, and let me thank you, Gary, for getting here, because I know everybody had complicated schedules this afternoon, and this is
sorry about that.
Off the normal time of 6 p.m. But if you'll notice, we have 5 members of the Board of Trustees
fully staffed,
all here tonight. And it's been a long time since that's happened. And I can't tell you how pleased I am and thankful to the City Council for making their appointments, and for everyone who's on the Board of Trustees having the commitment to be here, even if it's difficult and you have to come a few minutes late. So thank you for everyone for their attendance.
I also like to add a comment to that also. I'm glad we are fully staffed here. Most other commissions are very short, and we are only one of few that actually has a full. staff. So I'm very, very grateful to that, and I would like to really thank the City Council for that.
You're here. Sheila, do you have another agenda by any chance that Gary could have? No? Okay. Gary, you can look at mine here. So we're ready for the trustees' report. The next item will be the potential collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce and DCPLA by the Library Board of Trustees. And I've been leading our committee, so to speak, on that item. We were going to have a Zoom meeting with the principals of DCPLA in the library, and Chayla is a staff member and very good advisor. But by the time I got around to trying to schedule it, so I'll take responsibility for this, Tricia DeVera, who's a key member representing DCPLA, was going to be traveling, and so we were not able to have that meeting. We will schedule it for this coming month when Tricia returns. I did have a one-on-one with Susan Brissenden Smith because she has been on the Library Board of Trustees. She was a founding member of DCPLA. She's a longtime community member and really a person full of good and bright ideas. And so we discussed the possible collaboration, and one of the ideas that came up, which we'll talk about, as things develop, would be a mixer with the chamber, trying to bring the business community in, potentially to a library. Perhaps, ceremony might be the most likely spot in the community room, but sort of that will take shape down the road. She also mentioned the Small Business Commission. And Gary, when you talked about being understaffed, I did try and find out about the Small Business Commission. And what I found out was they haven't met for quite a while because they haven't been able to get a quorum together. And part of that is the few number of members that are, active because of appointments. They've got some vacancies. Nonetheless, and they've also had a recent, I'll call it stand down by their president, who's taken a position with the city of Daly City. And that was, I'm drawing a blank on her name, in economic development. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Well, in any case, the current members that are serving are Charles Hill, Maria Carson, and Emro Radway. Excuse me for mispronouncing your name. And we will reach out to them and, see if they have any relations with the chamber or if they would be interested in potential collaboration with us to try and strengthen the ties between us and the broader community, especially the business community.
Would you like me to reach out to the staff who support that commission and to?
Well, let's wait until our next meeting, with Tricia and you and I and Susan, and then more than likely, yes. But the thing right now is because of the resignation of their president to take a position with the city, they are facing a reorg to elect new officers, and if they don't have a quorum, that's going to make it really tough. So I don't know where that stands. Are there any questions or comments, suggestions?
No.
All right, thank you. Gary, would you like to finish up on the agenda, or do you want me to finish up?
Yeah, just finish it up.
Okay. Our next item is Little Free Libraries, and I want to thank Gary and Rachel for their work. I know that they've been meeting on that, so I'll ask you two to report.
Go ahead, Rachel.
I don't think we have an update from the last time that we met. I don't know if Chayla had anything else, but
No, we had reached out to the DCPLA to see if a member of their board, but unfortunately, it didn't seem like anyone had. I know that people are interested in the idea, but no one had the capacity to take on, to join in that subcommittee.
Yes, because the last meeting we had about that was at the Gillard branch, and nothing was heard from that since.
I think there was a discussion of possibly kind of merging the two projects well, that possibly they would be related anyway. Because I know that it was suggested to start with perhaps businesses, because there is not really a funding mechanism for doing this, so that seemed like a logical choice. So, like I said, I reached out through the executive director of DCPLA, but no one was able to join at this time anyway.
Okay, well, thank you, and Mary and Rachel, thank you for meeting with Susan, on this. Are there any questions or comments before we move on? All right, moving on to announcements and communications. Are there any announcements or communications?
I wanted to share an event that I am coordinating. I just got the marketing approved for it today, so I wasn't able to submit it to Shayla, but basically I am supporting and coordinating a backpack drive with some team members at Bank of America, and we are going to be volunteering at a classic bowling alley. So August 13th from 12 to 3. If you bring a backpack, you will receive 2 free games of bowling with shoes. It can be used or gently used or brand new. And we will be giving these backpacks to the libraries. And I know our library youth services manager, Sarah, does a great job of distributing them to the community. So, yeah. So I sent you all the flyer, and hopefully you can attend. Dr. Lex, you mentioned collaborating with Chamber of Commerce so that they could publicize this. I think that would be a great idea and a great intro in to the start of our collaboration. So I've sent you all the flyer, and I'll forward this to you, Shayla, so you all can put it on your social media and whatnot. Thank you.
It was a huge hit last year. I think mainly distributed out at the Bayshore neighborhood, and I know in partnership with the Parent Teacher Association. It was very well received and appreciated.
Yeah.
So that's a Sunday?
A Sunday, yeah, from 12 to 3.
12 to 3, okay.
Any questions or comments? Okay, that's a very worthwhile project. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. Agenda building for next meeting.
So in August, in previous years, there have not been commission and council meetings, but I understand there's going to be one of the 2 council meetings this year. So I don't know if a lot of the commissions may not meet, but it's up to you if you want to meet, or what do they call it? Go dark in August.
Well, the floor is open for comments. As a matter of fact, why don't we just take a brief poll to see what the feeling is about holding a meeting in August or not. So Angela, we'll start with you.
I think the meeting in August, I think historically we tend to take a break. So I'd be okay with taking a break for the meeting in August.
Okay, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm in agreement if that's pretty standard. Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Let's just, let's gather ourselves up and, for that time, let's just, take a break, and then when we come back, we're refreshed again.
And I'm always of the other opinion, I have to say, only because, there's so much that we need to be working on. To lose a month, to me, is, well, our time is precious, but I absolutely respect the feelings of the other members, and, so we'll move on to our newest trustee. How do you feel?
I'm okay with either or, to be honest. But yeah.
Okay, well, the clear consensus is that we not have an August meeting, so we will meet on the regular date and time in September.
And if any of the subcommittees would like me to arrange either an in-person or a Zoom meeting in August for those groups, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know.
All right.
Okay.
We'll get our subcommittee with DCPLA going for sure.
Perfect.
All right. And agenda building for next meeting was what we were talking about, even though we talked about the next meeting rather than the agenda. Are there any agenda items that people would like to recommend for our next meeting in September? We'll need to carry forward the DCPLA Chamber of Commerce collaboration.
Yeah, by that time, when we do come back, school will be starting, right? Yeah. So maybe we might want to discuss, maybe if are there any kind of programs for
Back to school.
yeah, for back to school, yeah. I mean, like, what, any more services we can offer, or let's make them aware that, or just publish it. Of course, no kid want to hear that,
And since we're going to take a month off, maybe this is a time when you can reach into your pockets and join DCPLA. For our members who arrived a little bit late, Christina from DCPLA made a great presentation on their current activities and reminded us that we're part of the system, that dues are part of what supports DCPLA, and traditionally, Board of Trustee members have been members of DCPLA. So Shayla has membership envelopes, which she will provide, and I, encourage every member of the Board of Trustees to become a member. You're invited to the annual St. Patrick's Day luncheon, which is a wonderful affair, and it's just a symbiotic relationship that we need to support as a group. Any other comments on agenda building? All right, thank you. With that, our business is concluded, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a motion?
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, and is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.
What is this thing here?